Hey there, welcome back. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Do the next mission. Real deals. So we have our first order. Uh, Everything that you see here will be in the objectives, but go ahead and pause if you want to read it. Pause the game, because as you can see, we have a timer. So I don't want that timer to go down. Um, I did choose for that timer to be in the campaign, like you had the ability to shut this off, but by choosing to leave it in there, it's an opportunity to get more experience points. You do need more experience points, by the way. I finished the whole campaign and did not unlock everything. All right, so this is uh, the first couple scenarios here is introducing a new concept in the game, and this concept is the employees. No, I just finished telling you I don't care about the employees, and for the most part, I don't. They could still be handy. I just don't find them to be as handy as the game makes it out to be. Um, but we're gonna do that. So we have to set up an HR department, and then we have to purchase a textile factory. It doesn't matter where, and that's it. So they start us up in the corner here, and we have a clothes factory, and that is not the same thing as a textile factory. The textile factory over here, we can now purchase for 72,000. So remember I was telling you we could buy industry. So they're unlocking two things for us. We can buy a factory, and we can now do employees. Now the employees are here, and so right now there's one employee available for hire, and you can see that for $280 a month, and there is no relocation cost. Like sometimes this would be like $1,000, $2,000. That would be like a one-time hiring cost. Basically, I could hire this person, and then every other employee I hire after this is 50% less for their salary. So that to me is a garbage employee to hire. But if you plan on having like 100 employees working for you, yeah, sure. Um, so how do you do the employees? Well, like I said, you got your basic buildings here. Your office now has spots for two buildings, and you can get your R&D, which you're familiar with, and then we can get HR. So, and then the number of rooms you can see is here. You need 3 rooms for R&D, and you need 1 room for HR. Then here's your space. There's 10 spaces available. So this would cost you 4 to hire both of these. We have 200 grand, which is a decent amount of money, but I need to make sure we have a profitable route in place first, or otherwise we're going to screw ourselves. And this is something that I am very capable of doing, is setting up something and then not having a profitable route at the beginning of the game. So Nashville is where my eyes are set. I want to buy this textile factory. Atlanta is amazing, but it's really far away, and I have to cross multiple rivers. So I'm not a big fan of that at the moment. And so here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a wheat field and a farm, plus several places, 3, in fact, where I can deliver grain. So, and then I also see that I don't have to cross the river and build a bridge. In fact, there's a 4th one here. And then there's a sawmill with the logging. So there's like all this stuff on this side of the river is really good and very beneficial to me. So I'm going to, let's figure out how much our track is going to cost to connect. I don't want to connect directly with the wheat field yet. I want to go. Actually, I know that town does have passengers. I want to go. Yeah, I want to go straight to Chattanooga. So that's 33 grand of my money right there. So that's a lot of money. Now, I want to maybe, let's upgrade our stations so I can have multiple tracks. Now, something else I could try to do, which I don't think I have the money for at the moment, because I'm already at 150 grand, is like I can go straight across like this. And see, that's another 30 grand. right? That might be too excessive, too aggressive for the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel. Now the other thing I could do is try to take this one here and do the same thing, right? We can have him come up. Whoops, I'm getting a little too wonky there. Connect to Nashville. That only cost 20 grand. And see, Nashville has a lot of passengers. And this only has 5 though. So if I have a passenger route going here and I'm taking up 4 and this one going here, you can see how I'm going to have just trains that are just waiting on passengers. It's not going to work. So even though this guy has a lot of passengers, ideally if I would have started here, I could do a passenger route to this city, a passenger route to that one, and Nashville could handle both. But that's not what the case is here. The case is I got either Chattanooga's doing a route to both, or Knoxville's doing a route to both, and Johnny Knoxville's not doing any better. So ideally, Nashville and Atlanta, now they could feed each other really well, but I can't afford to connect all that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just set it up so we have... I'm actually going to flip it. So we're going to set it up so I have a double track.
Why do I have 3 tiers?
Now, you see me sometimes backing up. See when it shows the red there? That means I'm interfering with another track. It's an illegal move. And sometimes just by backing up and not trying to go as far. Right, so now I made it to here and I realized I got to flip this. So I can go ahead and just build the track and click here, flip it over, and then finish building the track. Alright, so now I got a double track. Ideally, I would like to get 2 passenger routes, but neither city can handle 2 passenger routes. This guy only has 5 passenger total. So what I want to do instead is I'm going to use this particular track. I'm at 130 grand. It's not a lot.
Yeah, no one actually uses his real name.
So I'm going to connect up.
And I'm surprised you don't know mine because people literally just say it.
To Cookville. Alright, so I'm connected to the wheat field. And then I can buy it for 41,000, and I'm going to do exactly that.
Hey, Nitro.
Alright, so that one's purchased. Now, one thing that I have concerns with is, like, see this meat here? That's the only place that takes meat, and we just established it's going to cost me about 30 grand to connect. I want to be able to deliver wheat to the farm, and then the meat to here, and that's how I'm going to get my initial money. But I'm not going to be able to fully do that. So what I'm going to do instead... is I'm going to set that up, and then we're going to set up a John Bull. And see, I can do 5 passengers on a John Bull and still get 33 miles. That's everything. And then if you come down here, that's everything. See, it's just not going to work. It's not a very profitable thing to do. So I'm going to just come here. I could get 5 of those and deliver 5 to there. Then come back, get 5, and deliver 5 to there. Now, the reason I have to alternate cities is that it's real. You could fill up to 20 real quick. The city does consume them, but not as quick as you deliver them. So by delivering to 2 cities, then I'm consuming them at a... The cities consume them at the same rate, but while I'm delivering to another city, I'm giving the first city a chance to consume them. And so then by the time I come back to the first city, then there's room for more grain. That's basically the strategy. Alright, so I'm at 51 grand. I want to get this going, so I have to spend 10 grand here. Gonna get an R&D department and an HR department going, which does complete our first quest. The reason I want to get both of those going is because it is foolhardy not to have research going, and then, oh look, there's a new train available. So that's something else. But I want to get the... Let's get the John Bull going. I don't necessarily need to spend more money. If I want to hire an employee, I can. And in fact, I have to hire 3 as part of the mission. But I'm going to wait until other employees are available. This one is just going to cost me a... well, look, $300 initial and then $280 a month. I don't want to spend anything per month at the moment.
No.
What I ultimately want to do is I want to buy this farm. But you can see I need 80 grand for that. That's a lot of money. That's why I'm not delivering grain to the farm yet. The moment you start delivering grain, it's going to cost even more to buy it. I don't know if I can pull this off. I have just one train delivering grain, and that's it. Now the grain is going to sell for $27.50 each, whereas here it sells for $33,000 each. And remember, I bought the wheat field, so even though this costs $800, see how it's yellow? It's free for me. So my train is loading up, and it's not costing me any money. So I'm off. Now, ideally, I would like to connect to Nashville, and then I can get a passenger route going. And what I could do is I could have Nashville deliver passengers to Chattanooga, come back to Nashville, and then deliver passengers to Knoxville, and then alternate between these 2 smaller cities, because that allows the passengers to have time to replenish. That's a good strategy. My problem is my 24 grand is it's going to cost all that just to connect to the city. And then I need another 24 grand for the train. I could buy the whatever other one for 13 grand, but it's problematic at best. And this is a very slow start, and I don't know if I made a good choice here, but we're going to find out. Alright, so I just delivered 5 of them at $27.50 each. So we got ourselves some decent money. Also, remember, I got to start building repair stations. There's a lot of initial cost. Now, I could easily just go off of this middle track, or I can spend... It could cost 17 grand to upgrade this to a 3-layer track. I don't have the 17 grand, so I have no choice but to go off of this, and that's not the worst thing in the world. So it's just... So it's going to cost 23 grand. That's a really good price. So there we go. Now I'm connected to Nashville. Now, ideally, it would be nice to have a track that goes straight across from Nashville over to Knoxville, but not going to be there for a while. Here you can see our John Bull is going to get some more grain. Bing, 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 bing. And then it's going to start delivering that grain down here to Chattanooga. And then what's going to happen is that's going to allow me to buy another John Bull, and then I'm going to set up some passenger routes to Nashville. So Fort Payne just grew. Needs some goods.
I really like this now. Look at the thing.
I'm going to speed it up again.
This is good. This is okay.
Now there's this thing called an overdraft where you can go into negative dollars, and then you just pay a daily interest. I don't think that we're allowed to do that yet. And then if you go to minus 50,000, you lose the game. Now some scenarios let you go to minus 100,000, minus 200,000. It depends on the scenario, but most of them are 50. And anyways, you can see I have enough to buy a John Bull, and it's cheaper because of that experience thing that I just did. So I'm going to go ahead and buy one right now. And then let's go ahead and grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, actually, I don't know. Okay.
And deliver it to Nashville. And then we're going to go to Chattanooga. And then back to Nashville. So Knoxville to Nashville. then
I really
to
would
Chattanooga, and then back to Nashville, and then back to Knoxville. So it's going to go ahead and do that route.
we get a dark play part. I don't need a dark play.
And right there, I didn't have enough money. It wouldn't let me go negative. Right, that hurts. Because now I got to wait for this to go all the way to Nashville in order for me to get money. That was not a smart move on my part. So another employee is available. Again, not the best in the world. This office space requirement just means you can hire more employees because each employee takes space. Like this one takes 14 square meters, 10 square meters, and if you look at your right now,
Oh, look at that! Look at that! I got it.
my HR department gives me 60 square meters, and then I can increase it for another 40 and another 50. Yeah, they're not letting me go negative at all in this game. So there's no overdraft allowed at all. Alright, so I've made a big mistake. I gotta get all the way to Nashville with this guy. So I'm at 460 bucks. I can't even I think it's he can't refuel is the issue. Because the grain's free. He couldn't pay the refueling right there. I just went negative. And it'll only let me go negative for so much, and now I'm getting interest. So you'll see the interest pop up off of one of these. I think that office there. So you can see the interest is growing.
No, he talks.
And then there we go. So we just got 16 grand. So now I'm going to hit go. There we go. And then now he picked up passengers, and he's going to head to Chattanooga. And all the while that that's going on, we got our 5 passengers ready to go again here. So Knoxville could probably handle his own route directly with Nashville because it takes so long just to get to Nashville and back. And there you go. We're up to 30,000. I want to get this going. I think 5 days on that one, or 5 scientists on that one, and 5 on that one. That sounds good. Another employee, construction costs, rails minus 5%. Sure, that one will help us. Makes it cheaper to lay some track. So Chattanooga made us some money. Then we come up here to Nashville. Not quite as much money because it's a shorter trip. But we're up to 34 grand. Come down here. Deliver. We're up to 48 grand. So we're getting close to what we want. Here you can see our employees, and we could fire them if we wanted. How do I pull them up? I don't know of any other way to pull them up. Okay, I need to start getting repair stations going. I also need to get I want to get more scientists hired because you can see we could level these up. But I'm currently trying to get the farm going. And so both of these trains are heading back to Knoxville. There's some nice money for Knoxville. We're up to 59 grand. 976 days left for the mission. That was 4,000 each, pretty much. We're almost there. That 172 bucks you saw, that was just maintenance. And probably employee. Right here, cost of research minus 10%. Yeah, I'll go ahead and hire that guy. I only need to hire 3.
Bro, this Jax has a Quicksilver and he just dodged my Nyla like 3 times.
And here you can see my bonus, right?
Yeah.
Alright, there we go. We got 85 grand. I'm going to go ahead and buy this, which I know doesn't do much for me, but we have a city market now. So I could sell, for example, meat to here, or potentially grain, but I don't have grain to sell. And then eventually you could buy from a global market, but that's another mission for another day. So here we're going to refuel, get some more wheat. This should get us some small money. Oh no, that was from Knoxville, so that gave us some good money. We're up to 21 grand. I need to get another John Bull going. Oh, we just completed another research. That's going to set us back a little bit, but I want to get that going. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to hire another John Bull. And we're going to come here. I'm going to get 5. And then I'm going to deliver the 5 to the farm. Now those two will interfere with each other from time to time. Because I only have one track. Even though I have 2 tracks here, only one goes to Cookville. So what I can do is I can make a little crossover here. So that way they can use both tracks. But then they have to cross over when they want to get to the farm. Alright. So I need another John Bull still. Alright, we got another research done, but I'm just going to put all of them on that. Chattanooga now demands meat. Oh, this is perfect. I don't need another John Bull anymore. So, sorry, I went through this too quick. So I'm going to click on the farm. I'm going to click on the city market. And I'm going to say I want to sell meat to the city. So I'm going to click on this auto trading rule. Sell meat to City Hall if the farm has stock more than. So I can make it 5. So as soon as the stock goes higher than 5, it'll sell. But I want to put it to 0. So as soon as he makes one, he's going to sell it. And just like that, we got ourselves a huge money making machine. Because look at that, that's 72.60. And then Knoxville demands meat too. So we got meat demand everywhere. This is good. Alright, now that we're doing okay and I don't have to buy another John Bull, I'm going to get this upgraded. Oh, that's too expensive. Oof, that was a lot. But that just gave me 10 more scientists. So now I have 20. So here you can see this guy's ready to go. This one is going to go the other way. So now we're going to deliver our first thing to the farm. Cookville now demands grain. Oh, this is perfect. Watch this. So I'm going to set this up, and I'm going to tell him to sell grain to Cookville if he has more than 10. So right now he has 16, so watch 6 of them get sold. And they're going to make $27.50 each. And then boom, our money just went up. And then every time this thing goes above 10, it's going to sell. And then I'm forcing him to keep 10, so that way I could still sell 5 each to these 2 trains.
No. Well, I won my actual one, so.
And then right there, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see we sold 4 meat, and we're up to 46. So as soon as this meat finishes, boom, it's sold. So our money is just shooting up. So we're going to go ahead and research the next train. In every new scenario, there's a new train. Almost every. So it goes all the way up to the consolidation, I think. No, the 10-wheeler. So if you're curious about trains and how far it goes, this goes up to the 10-wheeler. The American, of course, being a big one, I like to use in the Minmon. But there's a mogul, consolidation, etc. So anyways, we got that going. We have some nice, so what I want to consider doing now is get some more track down, get some more routes going, maybe get a route from Nashville to Atlanta. That would be pretty nice. It would be nice probably to get some wood going. But right now the grain is what's making me the money. And I had promised that I needed to do this. And I do. I know that's expensive, but I got to do it. All right, so we got 3 trains. All 3 of them are going to be able to repair. You can see they're starting to turn less green because, they're not quite red yet, but they're getting there. And then this guy, oh crap. So I need a repair station here as well. Let's at least make it a 10% faster. Alright, so we got all that going. I would like to get some track that goes straight across. Uh, So we lays that up, so now it's got its own dedicated path. I don't think I have enough, but let's just see. $23,000. I'm almost there. I need to upgrade this. And you can see I'm $8,000 away. And then I can connect her home. And now you can see the guy's repairing. And the more they have to, repair here, the longer the time is. And this particular one, if you recall, I didn't upgrade it all the way. So he's taking a little bit longer than normal. And of course he's the one that's delivering to our farm, which is our big money maker at the moment. The farm is what's making me the money. Alright, we got some more employees available. Locomotive upkeep or power of all locomotives. I'm going to do power.
What?
And there it is. We got our 3 employees, so we just got 200 more points. So now I just have to purchase a textile factory. I can tell you that I have to do this, and then I have to deliver them, I think, to Atlanta. So I can assure you there's more than just what it says. And in fact, I'm going to get another John Bull going. And we're going to buy some of these.
Okay.
4. Nope. And then deliver to the clothes factory. Get that going. And then the textile factory needs $72,000. We were able to do that. We made $80,000 just to buy the farm. So textile factory is in fact a bit cheaper. Now we do need to connect it to cotton, but you can see there's 2 spots here that we can connect it to. Neither of them are super convenient, but
I need another Nyla, bro.
Cookville now depends coal. So Cookville's growing like mad because we're feeding it, and then we're also doing business with its wheat field. So this city's just growing. It's not very surprising, to be quite honest. Alright, we're up to $49,000. That's good. I do eventually want this to grow. Let's get faster maintenance in place. Make it so 2 guys can repair at a time.
Where is that?
That one already has 2 as well. That took up a lot of our money. T2 is chugging along, but now I can have it repair in multiple places, so we'll go ahead and do that. See, he's in bad shape. At every point along the way, there's some random dice being invisibly rolled to see if he breaks down, and it's based on his percentage here. So there's he's getting increasing odds of breaking down, even though he hasn't quite turned red yet. And then here you can see this guy is repairing.
Oh, caramel.
And he's got 38 seconds left. And I'm going to go ahead and set him up to repair on either station. And when I deliver this, that's going to be $9,000 each. I'm delivering 4 of them, so we're going to get $36,000 just from that one delivery. So this train will pay for itself in one trip. Now this train, you can see, is not making anything. And that's because I'm delivering grain to a farm I already own, so the farm doesn't pay it anything. I'm not paying anything to pick up this grain, I'm not paying anything to drop it off. So this train is doing a very huge service for me, but it's not going to show up on the ledger here. It looks like it's a very unprofitable train, but it's actually really, really nice. Okay, the DeWitt Clinton is another train I don't really particularly care for. So I just go straight for the next one, which as you can see is not listed here, but I'll just research what I can.
That's true. It's made by a British person.
And that whole concept of skipping trains is a decent strategy in this game because um, you don't have to turtle your way through. You can go straight for the train that makes the most sense. Now, the DeWitt Clinton is going to be a good passenger train. It's better than the John Bull in some ways. It'll definitely move faster. I don't think it can carry as much tonnage.
I want to do one more though.
All right, we're at 90 grand, so that's more than enough to buy this, which you can see we just did. That gave us 500 points, and now it's saying we need to deliver clothes to Atlanta. Okay, so in order to do that, I need to make fabric, and I need cotton to make fabric, and then the fabric has to go here, along with the leather, which is coming from here, and then the two of those make clothes, and then the clothes have to come all the way down to Atlanta. That's our mission. So first thing I got to do is let's get our cotton going. So I'm going to come right down here. And we're going to go to this cotton field, which is pretty far away. And you can see it's 39 grand, which I don't have. And you can see the meat is almost full. Alright, I got the cotton going. So the meat's going to start filling up here. So I could start setting up meat routes to sell meat to these other cities. And there's really no harm in doing that other than it just costs me, I have to spend money on a train. Now that I got this path going across, the passengers are getting to where they need to go quicker. And see, look, this city grew. It normally only had, it started the game only having 5. Now it can have 7. So it's growing in size just in a little bit of interaction by selling the grain. And you can see that it's a low growth, but it is growing. And then here, this started at 5 as well, but look, it's now at 10. So these cities are almost good enough to manage their own direct route with Nashville. But I got a problem here. This cotton field, I need lots and lots of cotton. So there's 6. And there you can see it's a 1-to-1 ratio, which isn't bad. We'll at least get that going. But I need to buy another train. We need 2 of them. And then what that means is I have to also set up a repair shop. And I'm out of money. And today is my son's Jason's birthday, so all of you out in YouTube land, please wish my son a happy birthday. He's back playing League of Legends with all of his friends. Alright, so we finished that research. Now it's like, okay, what do we do? Do we go back and research this stuff, which is a possibility? Do we research this, even though I told you I don't particularly care about this train? It is a 25 grand train. If I were to create a passenger route, this is probably worth doing. The pulling mass is only 45, and right now he's pulling 60. You see that? I'm pulling 60 tons. So right now I'm delivering more passengers than he's capable of. That's why I don't like that particular train. I'd rather just use a John Bull. Now, with that being said, the John Bull is only going 34. This guy goes 57, but when you start loading him up, that 57 drops. And you can see he's only going to go up 6 speed, and his pulling mass is only going to go up 8. So that 45 becomes 50 something. So he's not quite as good. The other thing to do is just to make sure, because this guy's cheap. So, if you can make him a little bit better, that way you can at least buy a cheap train on those missions where they get stingy and don't give you a lot of money, and you just need a train to get you something. Sure, we could go here. I got 4 things going there. Alright, we got these 2 trains going down to get cotton. Now they are going to interfere with each other. What I can do is I could try to do, something like this, where at least for the lion's share of the pathway, it only cost me 10 grand. They can at least pass each other up. So for this stretch here, they'll still bottleneck each other, but I at least got something in place.
What is Mirage? What is Mirage?
And here you can see the deliveries.
Wait, you had one.
And we've still, we were making 3,500 for delivery when it was going down and then up. This might actually even get better. See, now it's 3,800. So $300 more because it's delivering quicker. Time matters for passengers. And I think for mail as well. And that's the other thing too, is everybody I think handles mail except for Knoxville. So I could start adding mail to the route. But mail is heavy. 18 tons, whereas it's 12 tons for passengers. And I need another John Bull. We're going to grab some of this. I can do 5 for 25. I'll do 4. Make it a little bit faster. And deliver it to there. And what is T7 doing? Oh, that's the one I just built. Now, if this ever maxes out, the train will just sit there and wait until there's more availability. It'll wait forever to drop off its goods unless I click on the train and hit next. Now here you can see I'm starting to get surplus. It is maxed out, and they also added a new good that they need, but we right now need to be stingy. We don't want to give any to him yet. But I'll go ahead and buy a train, and we're going to go ahead. I can't do 5, I'll do 4. Look at that, 5 drops me down to 19. So we're going to do 4. And we'll deliver it to here. And come back. Get 4 more. And deliver it to there. And repair along the way. And remember, they won't actually repair unless they need to. The algorithm will... let's see. So Nashville wants us to deliver 50 tourists.
Oh, no, that makes sense.
Okay, so this is becoming a thing. So I probably should have been researching.
Well, yeah, but it should...
Whoops.
Oh, but he has Infinity Edge for Nas, which yeah, it's good enough.
Alright, so I at least got 2 paths there. They want us to deliver more stuff to Nashville. So I need more money. That's the first thing I need. I need the monies. This is actually hard to do. I can deliver those clothes quicker than I can deliver the 50 tourists. Now, one thing I can do is sell the clothes here to make some money. Because remember, the Atlanta quest, I make no money delivering those clothes. It's a complete loss. And to just buy one cloth, it cost me 20 grand just to buy one. And I'm basically spending 20 grand, dropping it off, spending 20 grand, dropping it off, and I get nothing for it. So it is a pricey thing to do. Um, as you know, I've been trying to get the clothes factory thing going, but what I can do is I got this passenger thing deal going where they need to go to Nashville. And so you can see I'm going here to Nashville and then here to Nashville. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy it with another, and then I'm going to copy it again. Oh, I just ran out of money. I'm going to copy it again. And we're just going to deliver as many passengers as we can to see if we can get to that 50. And of course, so this one's going to wait. I loaded 2 passengers and I'm waiting for more. That's the problem. Alright, so we got some research complete here. Maybe I really should try to get this improved. Sure. So I couldn't load cotton, which is a bad thing, because that's what I need, is I need cotton. So why am I not making the monies? I had not enough money to refuel. Grain to City Hall is no longer accessible. So this one, you can see, is no longer able to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to instead deliver to the farm. I'm basically out of money. I need somebody to sell something for money. Somewhere. This one should make me money. Look at that, not enough money to refuel. So everything is waiting. All my trains are pausing because I don't have enough money to do anything and I'm overdraft. There we go. Alright, so now I gotta pick and choose which ones are gonna go first. Let's get the cotton going. Alright, it's one short, but that's okay. Let's get that cotton going. And see, I have to pay money for this cotton. Alright, that's good. Let's get this going. This should be free. It was just refueling costs for him. And same with this one. He had to pay for maintenance. And that one also had to pay for maintenance. So, alright, we got everybody going. These guys... That one's waiting for track. I need... Oh, we got some more employees here. Oh, look at this. John Bull price, minus 40%. That is... See, sometimes you can get a really nice one. Like, that is a really nice one. But in order to do that, I gotta upgrade this to get more square footage. Then I can hire him. Well, it cost me some money, but now if I try to hire a John Bull, look at the price. Oh, that's an amazing price. Okay, that was worth it. If I can get that employee every time, I would do this. But you don't. Alright, so I completed a research here, and I did a new research here, but if I don't scroll over to look at the exact research that had completed, this little icon will not go away. Alright. So here we go. We need to get track going.
Fly.
And we're going to just have it connect right there. Alright, 20 grand. Done. So now we at least can
How?
have trains going back and forth. And then here's, I think, another one finished. So I got to come over, confirm the finish, come back, and then I can start another one. So here, this one's full. So he was able to completely fill that up and still. And here you can see I got an achievement. I didn't even know what the heck that one is for. Now another thing I could do is connect all the way down to Atlanta, and then I can get a passenger route going there, and that will help towards the 50 tourist thing. I do need to connect to Atlanta, so I may want to eventually do that.
Bro, the thief stuff?
It's money. Everything's money. So
Poor thief goes on Zippy.
so I am at 99,000 though, and here you could see I have some clothes going. Now, if I want to sell those clothes, let's say to here, remember I told you it's 20 grand each, but then it's 28 grand to sell. So that's not a lot of, you're spending 20 grand just to make 8 grand in profit. It's not very good. So the thing you should do is just buy the whole thing. But that costs 132 grand. But if you're going to sell clothes to a lot of different cities, that 132 grand's worth it, because now, yes, I'm not making money selling. Let's say I make 13 grand selling here, and I'm making, basically 7 grand selling there. I'm not making that money at all anymore, but I'm able to go straight to here, and I make 28 grand straight up. Mathematically speaking, I'm not sure how much of an edge that gives you, but that's the idea. Okay, so if I want to go to Atlanta, I have to cross one river. I have to cross another river. And a third. 60 grand. Alright, and then if I want, let's try to get this big guy here, right? So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So he already dropped to 38 miles an hour. That's the same as a John Bull. Yeah. It's not very good. Just make it a John Bull. I can do 5 of them at 34.
No. Well, I lost the other.
And off it goes. Alright, and then get that upgraded. Let's see if we can get another. If you ever want to crash your game, lay track while you're not paused, like I just did. I mean, it doesn't crash it for me, but you could definitely see there's moments where the processor just starts going wonky, because it's calculating and still running the game at the same time it's, doing all the math behind the track laying. Okay, Chattanooga no longer demands wood. See, they went from wood and now they need lumber. We don't have either in this particular scenario for them. You can see we got even though we only have the one track and we let them pass each other here, that's more than enough to keep this industry going. And we got 15 there. So what I could do, and this is just getting me some extra money, is just sell some to there. I could even sell some to Atlanta, but I don't want to clog up Atlanta too much. And the scenario ends as soon as I deliver 10 clothes. So, get a John Bull going. I can do 5 clothes.
I'm on a big cruise mission.
That's going to cost me 100 grand. I don't have 100 grand. Whoops. So that's going to take 20 grand, 20 grand, 20 grand. But because I sold other stuff, I was finally able to purchase it. And that's 13 grand each.
Nitro, I need you.
Yeah, so I just set up a bunch of routes.
Oh,
They're all very
he
profitable.
threatened me, and it was Kickman, and he kicked and killed every single unit I had.
We're going to keep the clothes thing going. The mission is more or less won.
Again.
The only reason to delay this is if I want to finish my research, which I could do. I mean, that's a very viable thing to do here. I also want to make sure I get the 50 tourists in, and you can see I'm only at 30 at the moment. We could do the same trick where we pause the train. Right now, I'm nowhere near delivering my first set of clothes. I'm just starting on the path. So he's got to go all the way down to Atlanta and then back again. So we do have time. What else can we do? We're only at 17 grand in money. There's another employee available. Like 25% for rails is nice, but we've more or less laid a lot of rails already.
Jesus Christ, Jason Bourne.
We got the meat. So like I can replicate this because we're clearly not delivering meat quick enough. Sure, let's do that. That's just clogging up our railways, but
I, I got you. He does even more once he hits again. Please come faster.
alright, so the money is coming in almost quicker than I can spend it. Yeah, actually, if I get enough, I'm going to maybe buy that clothes factory. Looks like I am going to have plenty of time to finish this time. Yeah, there's 5 more that just came in. Now this guy's going slow because he's waiting for this guy to move before he goes.
Not do that, bro.
So what that means is
No clue.
I got a logjam. So let's get.
I have no clue what I'm gonna do.
Whoops.
Okay, Jace was the best one.
Now it does have like a. See, when you're doing this, it can sort of it like locks.
No, Jace.
So you can get it to hug the other trail or other tracks, so it stays efficiently as close as possible. You don't have to like. I'm not free-handing this at all. I'm just going right along the other track. It is pretty good about letting you do that. And then I'm going to let this connect to the middle track instead. And there we go.
I need you though. Oh, I didn't actually.
So we just opened up another pathway, which will make it so if I have any more bottlenecks that they will unbottleneck themselves. Here you can see my 5 clothes delivered. And
You want,
I'm making
do you want
money, of
to
course,
have one
selling here.
if I get another
But
one?
what I want to do is maybe sell a few more cloth here and then buy that. Oh, let's do. I may want to try to wrap up my research there.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, let's get that delivered. Look at that, 13 grand each.
Oh, the Jace, bro.
I mean, that's almost the 20 grand I need to buy the clothes, you know? And then I'm getting 8 grand each for there.
I needed you
And but it is using 2 cloth to make 1 clothes. It's buying a lot of cloth to make that 1 clothing.
They get to my back
Like, I feel like I'm making more money selling to here than I am saving the 20 grand there. But I got the money. I'm going to go ahead and buy it. So now that I own it, these will no longer pay me. But that's okay. Now I'm delivering meat.
Good night.
And then what I could also do is, since I got the clothes going on a good pace,
Even if we lose,
I can sell 5 clothes
still so happy I did that.
here, and that'll make me money too. And now I'm going to make 28 grand a pop. That's the way to do it. I mean, that 28 grand right there is making up for the fact that I'm not getting the 13 grand. That's 26 grand, and then that's another 7. Like, this is still more profitable. If you think about it, 2 of these and 1 of those makes more money than 1 of those. So, yeah. And then City Hall here is no longer accepting grain. So, this guy can't deliver anymore. So I'm going to delete, and now he's basically just another train delivering grain to Chattanooga. That's all I got left. So the grain train, and that was rhyming on purpose, is very valuable in the early game. Like, paying 800 for grain and then selling for 3,000 is a very good profit. And if you can buy the farm, it's even better, because now you paid what, 48 grand for the farm, which is a lot of money, but you're selling each grain for 27.50 to 3,000. It in no time you get that 48 grand back, and you at least break even. And then but at some point though, the grain demand goes away unless you have a farm, which is what's happening down here. And then when that grain demand goes away, you're screwed. There's nothing, your money making days are over. However, then you can make money because the wheat field itself grows, and now I'm selling wheat to Cookeville, which that gave me 2250 times 20, right, in terms of money. And you can see, like, you're getting, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah. Let's finish what we can.
Oh, wait, there's another treasure dragon? I didn't even know. I thought we were on our second one.
I think that train right there, he's going to Atlanta. Oh, he's loading. Because I sent stuff to sell in Nashville. He's waiting for the last shirt,
Yes.
which is going to be built right here.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Look, they produced 2 shirts. Okay, the clothes factory is worth purchasing. I totally missed. It's 2 of these for 26 grand. This for 7 more grand. So that's what, 34 grand. This is 40 grand worth of shirts. So you're saving, roughly 8 grand for the purchase of those 2 shirts, and then you're selling them for 28 grand. So that's really good money. Yeah, we're making very, very good money there. Now, I had to pay $146,000 to buy the building. So in this particular scenario, I'm not going to make my money back. Not even in a long slot, but at 28 grand each, I mean, it doesn't take much. I'm selling 5 of them.
Put them somewhere.
But you got to look at it. Even though it's 28 grand, it's really,
I need so many items.
let's see, 8 grand profit for the shirt, another 8 grand profit because we own it. So it's 16 times 5. So 16 times 4 is 48. That's what, 60. So we're gonna make 60 grand in one delivery, and we paid we paid twice that for the factory. So I'd have to deliver twice to break even. That's not bad at all, folks. To deliver twice to break even. That's right here. I'm gonna make 28 grand each, but it's basically a 16 grand profit over if I would not have bought the factory. That's where I'm going. And then at 28 grand each, I mean, it's just, you know, there we go. And the one going to Atlanta should be on his way. And we're going to watch. This is going to get us to a mission victory. And here you can see we got our 50. So we have 465 days left. So we could guarantee that we have everything researched if we wanted. In fact, I'll go ahead and hit pause. And then we'll just speed it up. And I'm just making the monies. Sound effects are weird without the music. And, you know, these are just to give you a sampling of the employees. This is usually what I get, which is not very exciting, but that one's really good. The bridge is minus 25%. They're not awful. I just usually don't think they're worth my time. Alright, so this became anticlimactic because I hit pause. So he's not selling his shirts. We're basically waiting until these finish. Look at this one, 1,050 days. Just by putting 8 guys in there. Oh, look at this. Furniture Factory wishes to sign a contract for textile delivery. And then I get 200 experience points. If I would have ended the scenario, I wouldn't even have gotten this. Boy, I'm glad I didn't end the scenario. Well, we're going to go ahead and hit accept. And then I got to hit pause because I don't know what just happened. So Birmingham needs us to deliver 10. Okay. We can arrange that. We got enough money now. We can. Flip that over. Make sure that's connected. And then we can just run to Birmingham. And all they need us to do is just deliver the cloth. 10 of them. So I can go ahead and hire a John Vole for super dirt cheap.
Oh yeah, and then put the J's next to him.
And then we'll just have 2 of them. Now, one thing you might be noticing is I don't have enough because I'm over purchasing. So this goes to the clothes factory. I want to keep that one active and that one, but maybe consider getting rid of the other ones. Like, because I've been selling to here just for money. And see, that one goes to the city hall, which is selling to here. And I've sold everything, so I'm going to go ahead and just scrap the train, and we're going to get 13 grand back. And then this one, and this one are the 2 I just purchased. And then this guy here, yeah, that's going to the clothes factory, and also going to the clothes factory. So we need those to actually happen. I have one that's going down to here as well, this one. I'm going to go ahead and scrap that. And I'm just realizing something. It cost me $14,300 to buy a John Bull. And what if I were to scrap it right now? Haha, I only get 13. Okay. I was thinking, man, I could get a profit. But, okay. Alright, so everything should be going here. These guys are heading out to deliver for us our quest. This guy for, oh, I almost hit unpause because it's such a habit for me to, anytime I have a pause train, to unpause them. But that would end the scenario, and I don't want to do that, actually. I want this 300 experience points. That's huge. That's a very decent amount.
Yeah, dude.
And then there's that 1,050-day research. Let's...
Dude, why?
Yeah, let's speed it up.
I would try.
So this thing is working as fast as it can. The production speed you can see is 22 seconds, and it'll get faster as the city grows. So the population is improving its time by 49 seconds. And the 22, of course, is where it's at after the 49-second improvement.
What do you meter for?
Then this guy should be... Oh, that one's going down to higher cotton. Here we go. There's our first delivery coming down.
You can't. There's no one to put them on.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4. He's refueled. He has to wait for the other train to arrive before he can take off. And then this one is no longer necessary, so I'm going to go ahead and sell him. Because I only need one more trip.
Locket of the Iron Solari Shroud of Stillness. I would take the Shroud here. But I don't know who you would put it on, but I would take the Shroud.
Look at that, I'm at $1 million. I mean, it's not that hard once you get things going. The hard part is some of these scenarios, it's tricky to get things going, and the beginning is always stressful. And right now, my only concern is I don't want to run out of time. So I'm at 348 days, and I think I'm going to do just fine.
No. Well, we can't die. Yeah.
Look at all that money just came in. I mean, it's total bling. The meat is a good money maker.
I wouldn't put Deeks.
The farm is a very good early industry to get into. Now, once you start making clothes or furniture, and then there's other ones you haven't seen yet, those are super bling money, but they're very expensive to get going initially. But as you saw, I mean, I deliver 5 clothes to here, and I'm getting 5 times 28 grand. Now it's 25 grand, so I'm making $125,000 per delivery. All right, let's see. We finished our mission. This is an example of a train that broke down along the way because I forgot to put on that, and so he broke down. So he needs a repair. And look at that, 95 seconds. Oof. All right, so this one delivered, still has goods, so I'm just going to set it up to deliver to the furniture factory. And then I'm going to also sell him because I don't need to keep delivering to the furniture factory. And we finished the research. So this one's a nice 700-day one.
We need to beat these blue guys.
I don't know if I mean, I could do it. Because as you can see here, it's only 68 days of waiting. But I got the mission 1 now. Unless another thing's going to pop up. I don't know if it will. This sort of popped up surprisingly late. I think it's a decent one.
Yeah, we won.
This is a worthless one. The minus 90% means you don't have to pay. So instead of paying $1,000, you're paying $100. But you're paying $230 a month for that privilege. I don't know how useful that is. I guess if you really want to buy a lot of these guys, that's a thing. And see, look, he broke down again. So he's just struggling to get into base. And he's only at 26%, so they don't start breaking down at 0. Like, it's just that the random number dice roll thing. And then here he should have repaired. Oh, he's going to Nashville. Oh my gosh, he's going to break down again. Let's get him some help. I just bought the wrong thing, but that's okay. Yeah, let's get him some help. So when he gets into Atlanta, he's going to repair. And remember, I just bought like the thing that reduces his repair time by 30%, and I bet he's still going to have like 100 seconds. Yeah, 105 seconds. So otherwise it would have been 300 and some seconds if you don't buy those upgrades. Now, like, what am I not buying? Let me just go through this real quick. This just lets you have so two trains can repair at once. With this guy repairing at 100 seconds, you want a second one. So that way, if this guy also needed to repair, he's not waiting for this one to finish first. So they could both repair in parallel. Having a second and a third repair shop, especially an extremely busy city, is well worth it. But if you do that, you're going to fill up all your space. I think you'll have enough room to maybe get a second filling station. Now, you don't see me buying second filling stations that much. The filling station takes about 6 seconds to fill. And I don't really view that to be all that bad of a time. But I guess it adds up. You could argue that. And so by having a second filling station, it's the same deal. They could fill in parallel. So that way you could get trains going quicker. Now, we do have filling station speed up, which to me is the most worthless thing to buy, because I already told you that the 6 seconds doesn't bother me, and this is just making that 6 seconds even faster. The cheaper maintenance will reduce the price for maintenance by $100. And I think this is the absolute worst one, because why do I care about $100? Like, we're talking $1 million right now. And it's worried over $100, and I'm going to spend $3,000 to save $100. You know how many repairs I have to do? I mean, it's not even worth it. And then the coal warehouse just makes it refueling cheaper. Now that could save you money, because refueling can be anywhere between $4,000 and $5,000 on some of the newer trains. It's something. And here you can see I got everything researched. So all I have left is the best friend, which is the one I told you I don't really care about very much. And so we can put that up to 20. That's 62 more days. I don't think I need to do it. But anyways, you got to see how that works. And then this is the refueling that you just saw with the shovel. But yeah, let's go ahead and end the scenario. Boom. All right, so 2150 experience. And again, I'm going to come back here. This one is what I want. As you notice, that John Bull being as cheap as it was made life so much simpler for us. So more trains equals more money. So that was one thing. And then the other thing I wanted to do was to increase my passenger profit. So we're going to go ahead and do 750 here, and I'm already spent out. I don't think there's anywhere I could spend 300. Now that you saw the employee mechanic, come back to the HR recruiter. The salaries cheaper, right? So you can make it 40% cheaper to hire all those employees. I guess if for all things said, I mean, if you had a character that gave you that bonus, it's going to be nice, because $200 a month in maintenance, for some of these people, now is 40% cheaper. I mean, I don't consider employee salaries to, even if you go hog wild with them, to be a big expense. Just one John Bull at 28 grand or 26 grand is going to be more than these employee salaries. But you do play over many years or many days or whatever, so over time it could add up. The relocation cost, I think, is even worse, right? Because you saw the relocation cost. It was $1,000. It's a one-time fee, because you're basically hiring them and then you're paying to relocate them to your office. So it's a one-time fee of $1,000. So I can reduce that by almost 100%. I mean, it looks like this is what 70. That's 95%. So basically, relocation fees are going to be zero, almost zero. So you're going to spend 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 850 experience points for that. Like you just saw, I had 3,000 experience points, and I was able to buy one, two things, and I have 300 left over. That's it. I mean, this is a lot of experience points to get what I consider to be a very small benefit. And then this just lets you hire more employees. So you just have the employee requirements of -1 just means that the square footage is less. Um, what exactly the -1 does to the square footage? It's not -1 square foot, but you get what I mean. You'll be able to hire more employees in the same amount of space with this, and it'll actually be a lot. So if you somehow research this whole thing for thousands of experience points, um, yes, this will allow you to have a lot of employees. This will allow you to hire them for dirt cheap, and their salary will not impact you very negatively because you'll have a huge discount. And then you'll have all the bonuses from all those employees, which are completely random. Now, you did see I was very impressed with some of them, but I was not very impressed with a lot of others. So that's where, you know, I guess, I think you could make a strategy of it, and it actually would sort of work. But you're relying a lot on RNG because you don't know which employee you're going to get. Um, and of course, you need to buy them whenever you get the chance. And maybe with this strategy, you're just buying all of them. It doesn't matter who they are. You just buy them. And then, maybe you fire a few later. Um, and yeah, I mean, the bonuses, they do add up. I just think these other bonuses are going to give you way more. A lot more. So that's why I do them. Now, this here, I'm picking and choosing. Like, I think this one's a really good one, and so is this one. I'm starting to like these other ones better than these two. And then the mail delivery, as you saw, when you have a growing city, you can't even deliver mail to a young city. So the mail only works in the big cities like Atlanta and Nashville. And when you start getting into later in the campaign, in the harder scenarios, you're always dealing with cities that have nothing. And so mail delivery is just so hard to do. But yeah, once it gets going, it's great. And they get extra money for it, an extra 10% for mail. Like, so if a passenger's giving you $4,000 for delivery, a mail will give you $6,000 to $8,000. Like, not sometimes double, but it's like, 2/3 more. So mail does pay more than a passenger. It weighs more too. So to get an extra 10% on mail is a lot more important than getting an extra 10% on a passenger. This is a lot more money for you. But passengers are just more profitable. Now, I did watch a YouTube playthrough with somebody who is really good at this game. And they did teach me one trick I didn't figure out on my own. And I haven't shown it to you yet because we're not far enough. Like, it's an advanced, very advanced trick. And it has to do with buying industries and selling to the global market. Super cool trick. And in fact, it's the only way you can beat one of the scenarios in the DLCs. In case you're wondering, it's the one that's where everybody's bankrupt. That particular scenario requires you to take advantage of the global market and play a lot of weird stuff. So he was like the super awesome guy, and he taught me that trick, which is very powerful. The one thing that he did is he did a full playthrough where he would not get any passenger revenue. No passengers. So it was basically a handicap he gave himself to make the game more challenging. So I do want to tell you that the passenger route is so profitable and so powerful that basically once you get good at the game, you start to say, hey, I don't want to do passengers because that's the only way the game's a challenge for me anymore. And there's some truth to that. Now, for me, I'm still interested in getting passenger profit because there's this Steam achievement for passengers. And I can't show you because I'm only sharing my app on my computer. But if I switch to Steam achievements, I have to deliver so many 100,000 passengers throughout the campaign, right? And I haven't hit that yet. So I want to deliver a whole bunch of passengers so I can hit that achievement. So making more money on that is fine. Also, if you're watching this and you're new to the game, I want to show you how to make money, and passengers are the way to do it. That's why I'm going for the passenger revenue, and the reducing my costs on locomotives first, because to me that is the best and min max strategy you can ever come up with. Now, like I said, this guy was so good at it that he basically refuses to do a passenger um, unless the mission tells him to. Right? He's not going to do any passengers, and it was very interesting. And he always found a way, and I thought that was cool as well. But yeah, I'm not trying to show off. I'm just trying to show you a game. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Stay awesome.